Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Melissa, and today we have the second episode of How to Girl Boss 101. So if you're new here, welcome to my channel. This is a segment that I started a few weeks ago where I kind of just chit chat about certain topics and I get ready while talking about it so you guys can see some of the makeup products that I've also been loving recently. My first episode was all about confidence, so if you haven't checked that out, definitely go check that out after you watch this video, obviously. But this one is all about achieving your goals and how to be a girl boss, about achieving your goals. How the heck do you define and set and achieve your goals? That's basically what we're going to be talking about all in this episode. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe down below before you leave. Also, follow me on all of my social medias. My Instagram is @threadsobsessed. My Depop is Melissa8. Snapchat is Melissa Tatty. If you'd also like to add me on there. But without further ado, let's get into this video. Pull my hair back real quick. I primed and I put these two products on my face already. I just forgot to record it. So today we're going to be talking about goal setting and defining your goals and achieving your goals. So this is a topic that I get a lot of questions about, actually, like probably the most questions about it, how I got to where I am. And if you don't know who I am and you're like, who is this girl talking? Why am I listening to her about achieving my goals? Well, I'm Melissa, and I'll give you a little background story about myself. I was in college for 3 years, or university, whatever you call it, for 3 years, and I dropped out because I started my YouTube channel about 2 years ago. And when I dropped out of university college, I only had about 6,000 or 7,000 subscribers at the time, which you guys are probably like, girl, you're insane. But this is something that I believed in and something that I really wanted to work hard on. So I dropped out of college or university and I started to really work on my YouTube channel, and it's been about 5 months since I like officially was like dropped out and everything, and now I'm at 90,000 subscribers, which is insane, obviously. So thank you for that. Thank you so much. I'm also the #1 Depop seller for Canada, so I'm a reseller. I resell clothes. This is basically my living. This is what I do as my full-time job. I'm self-employed. So yeah, I'm gonna talk to you guys about how I achieve my goals, how I got to where I am right now, and how to really focus on achieving your goals. Pretty much how to be a freaking girl boss. So obviously the first thing that you want to do is define your goal, and you have to really know the difference between a dream and a goal. So a dream is very over your head, very kind of unrealistic for the time being. I mean, obviously you can get to your dreams. You have to set your goals first, and I think this is where a lot of people get lost. They're like, I want to be a millionaire, but how do you get to being a millionaire? You can talk about how you're going to be a millionaire every day, all day, but how are you going to get to actually being a millionaire is where the key is. You could also say like, I'm going to have 100K on YouTube, but how are you going to get there? There's a difference between your dreams and your goals. It's good to have dreams, obviously, but setting your goals and defining your goals is the most important part of achieving your dreams. So what goals you could have to getting 100K on YouTube is posting once a week, starting a YouTube channel and posting once a week. Really defining what your goal is, but how you're also going to achieve it. So you gotta set up a game plan, you gotta write it down, and I'll get to that in just a moment. You gotta know the difference between dreams and goals and define what your goals are. Just gonna put some. So I'm using like the Clinique foundation. Just gonna add a little Milani 2-in-1. This is also my favorite. Blend it out with my beauty blender. So the second part to achieving your goals is starting. And this is one of the hardest things that people can't wrap their heads around, is like they have goals, they have written it down, they have dreams, but they can't actually get to actually starting. And whether that is because they aren't motivated enough or their goals are not actually motivating them, they have an issue with starting. So everyone has a goal for becoming a millionaire, but no one actually wants to do the work to actually get to being a millionaire. And that's where a lot of people get lost. They don't want to actually do the work, and they don't know, they can't start because they don't know how to start. So starting is one of the most important parts of this, and actually starting, like sitting down, okay, today's the day that I'm gonna start. And not just like starting that day, but like being consistent, like starting the next day and doing it and doing it and being consistent. One of my favorite quotes ever is 6 months of consistent work will put you 2 years ahead. You can start one day, but if you don't do it for the next 2 weeks, you're not making progress. progress. You have to be consistent with what you're working towards. If you work a 9-to-5 job or you're in school, you have to put aside time. So whether that's on your lunch hour, okay, I have 1 hour today, I'm going to work on what my goal is. Or at night, say you just put 1 hour aside. But every day you put 1 hour aside. I mean, everyone can say that they started, but if it's only one day of actually starting, you have not actually started. You've not done anything in just one day. No, that's not the case at all. So again, going along with the starting, you have to set a game plan. So write it down. Set your goals within your goals, so that leaves you with less pressure, because the more, like, if you set way too big of goals, that's very pressurous on you. Pressurous? Is that a word? There's a lot of pressure on yourself to be like, I'm gonna do this today, and this today, and this today. They're very, very hard to get to. Set little goals. If your goal is to get in shape, start with like, I'm gonna eat 1 healthy meal a day, or start with little goals, not I'm gonna lose 10 pounds in the first week. That's a little bit unrealistic, and that's hard, and it's a lot of pressure on yourself, and that can completely make it harder for you to achieve. If you lose the 10 pounds in the first week, it can be really unhealthy. So think about your goals within your goals, but make them realistic. Okay, I'm just gonna quickly do my brows because I'm not gonna be able to do this on camera. The brows are finito, and I'm just going to put a little bit of concealer on my blemishes, and then I'm gonna set the face with some Stay Matte powder. So the next tip that I have to talk to you guys about is focusing on your behavior rather than just your goals. Obviously, I was just talking about focusing on your goals, but you have to also focus on your behavior, which will lead to you achieving your goals. So there's things that you're gonna have to change about yourself to actually achieve your goals, is what I'm trying to say. So there's little things that go into achieving your goals, such as like your finance or your health, little things like that, like little, what is the word? Little habits. That's the word I'm looking for. There's gonna be little habits that you're gonna have to change about yourself to really actually achieve your goals. Another one of the hardest parts, next to just starting, is changing the habits that you have currently. So whether that is actually getting in the habit of like writing down every day what you're, like an agenda almost, changing your habits, like actually putting aside an hour for you to work on what you're working on. So that is another very important part. So personally for me, every night I will sit down at night and I will write down my next day of what I need to get done, the videos that I'm planning, the listing, the shipping that I have to do. So that's something that I've gotten into a habit of. And going along with writing it down, write down your goals is very, very important. As I mentioned before, writing down your goals, because the law of attraction is like the biggest thing that I believe in ever. If you have like a mood board, or write down your goal, it doesn't even have to be, you don't have to write it down physically, you can put it in your phone if you're more of a technical type of person. But just writing down your goals is very, very important, because you have something to look at. I honestly love having like a mood board. I have one above my desk where I show what my goals are, and that way I see it every day and I can remind myself of what my goals are and what I'm doing and why I woke up and what I have to do today. So that is also very important. I'm a very visual person. I'm a content creator. We're all very visual people. That's personally what I recommend, is actually like printing out pictures of what you want and like hanging it at the back of your door, or like putting it under your bed or something like that. Because I had a piece of paper that was in my desk from last year that I made 2017 goals was to reach 10,000 subscribers, and now look at where we are, which is really funny. Like I strongly believe in the law of attraction. So if that's something that you think will help you, definitely do it. Write it down. Honestly, don't think about write it down. Write down your goals, because that will help you so much in the long run. The law of attraction, it works. Believe in it. I promise you. I mean, you can't just write it down and do nothing, but it does help. Like if you're going to write down your goals and then start to achieve it, I promise you it will help. This is one of the hardest things for people to wrap their heads around, and it is prioritizing or saying no. I'm using my Marc Jacobs bronzer. I dropped out of school. I started to make YouTube a priority, and it started to reflect that I've made it a priority by giving me results. I started getting results because I started making it a priority. And same with my reselling. I started to see results because I started to make it a priority. So you gotta stop the distractions. Whether take a risk and quit your day job. Obviously, if you need that to sustain, don't do that. That's not a smart idea. If you have nothing else currently going, you have to start something first, obviously. If you think that you have something in mind, then quit your job and get like a part-time job so you can work on both things that you're planning on doing it. Stop the distractions. Stop going out every night. Stop Saturday night. You do not have to go out. You can work on something for yourself. You can work. Like, I used to be the type of person to always like be going out and doing things. Actually, I was never like the biggest person to do that, but a lot of the times in university I stopped going out. I stopped saying yes to going out to like functions and stuff. I was like, I need to work on this. I would stay in on a Saturday night and film a video, and you might think that that's kind of stupid of me or I look like a loser, but honestly, I have a goal in mind and I want to achieve it, and the only way to achieve it is to work on it. That is something that is a big thing that you have to think about when achieving your goals. Is you have to start to say no to distractions and just stop distracting yourself. Alright, so the last couple tips that I have to actually achieving your goals is stepping outside of your comfort zone. So there's a lot of times where people don't want to do certain things because they're not comfortable with doing it, whether that's taking a risk of like quitting your job or dropping out of school, as I said. I mean, those are very big risks and very big leaps. So you can do smaller risks, such as emailing somebody who you want to network with, or messaging someone who you want to network with. I have a friend, Nick, who literally on Instagram messages everybody that he wants to talk to, and he gets places with it. He messages people with 1 million subscribers, and he just sends them a nice message like, how can I help you with blah blah blah? Could I just do a phone interview or something like that? And they reply. Do you know Gary Vaynerchuk? Interviews with him, and Nick doesn't have a YouTube. He has a YouTube channel, actually. I'll link it down below, but he's just starting his YouTube channel is what I'm trying to say. So he really reaches out to people, and he reaches out to everyone, and he goes to all these conferences, and he takes risks by doing this. He puts himself out there. Push yourself outside of your comfort zone is basically the biggest factor to goal setting. Is do things that you're scared to do. Do things that you're afraid to do. Starting a YouTube channel is very scary. There's gonna be people judging you. There's gonna be people telling you you can't do it. There's gonna be a lot of haters, pretty much, that are gonna tell you you can't do it. They're gonna look at you like cross-eyed when you tell them that you're videotaping yourself. So step outside of your comfort zone is so important to do to achieve your goals. As I mentioned before, doing things like planning daily is very important. I'm just finishing up right now my makeup, but this is something else that just came off the top of my head. Is planning your schedule daily will get you very far in your goals, because if you wake up and you don't have any sort of a game plan, you could get distracted and you don't know what the heck you have to do. Also, this highlighter is so bomb. It's the Betty Luminizer by The Bomb. So yeah, set your goals daily, set your plan daily. That's what I mean by little goals within goals. Have daily goals. Daily goals are very important. And even if it doesn't have to do with end result, setting goals with like to do with your health, even if your end result is to do with YouTube, it's kind of like a domino effect. So if you are working, like, I'm getting on another tangent here, but if you're working on your health, it will reflect on other things, give you more energy, make you feel better, more confident to take risks, to achieve your goals. It's really a domino effect. So very much you gotta set those type of goals, either like for yourself personally. Make like I can't even talk right now, but very much just set goals within goals that don't even have to do with your goals, and write them down daily. And they make you feel better when you achieve something every day. It'll make you feel a lot better about yourself and that you're actually getting somewhere. So that's something that I started with, was just like writing down, like making my bed. I get to cross that off my to-do list. That's something that I did. That's something that's gonna get me closer to my goal. These are some tips on how to achieve your goals. I don't know, I feel like this was a really rambly video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm just gonna end with some Mario Badescu skincare type of saying, and honestly, yeah, that's basically it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it wasn't too long. I hope it wasn't too rambly. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one.